What do you got for me on Brady's decision to retire and how he might have kicked tires on other opportunities, but then decided, forget it, I'm done. I'm gonna shoot a video here on these dunes in South Florida and post it.
Well, wasn't that long ago that he blew a gasket, or at least pretended to, on Jim Gray during the Let's Go podcast? I think it was just 11 days ago. And all Jim Gray said is, what's your timetable? And if I knew what I was going to effing do, I'd effing tell you, and blah, blah. All he asked is, what's your timetable? And the thing I'm most fascinated by through all of this, because the video created the impression that he rolled out of bed, walked out onto the pier, Costanza style, contemplating the seagulls with his chin on his folded hands, and decided, today's the day I'm going to retire. I'll post my video, and that's that. I've seen suggestions that the video was recorded at some point before it landed on Wednesday morning. And it makes me wonder, when? When did he decide? When did he record the video? When did this all get put in motion? Because he said all along he's not going to think about the future until after the season. Well, the season ended 18 days ago for Tom Brady. When between the loss to the Cowboys and Wednesday did he decide that he wasn't going to play? And how much information, if any, did he get from other teams that may or may not be interested? Because in 2020, multiple teams rolled out the red carpet. Last year, he retired from the Buccaneers, not from the NFL, because he was going to go to Miami, and that plan to join forces with Sean Payton was derailed by the Brian Flores lawsuit, filed later the same day that Tom Brady, quote-unquote, retired. So this time around, I just wonder, was he not getting the indication that there was going to be this land rush for his services? And also, he's got real family issues. He wants to stay close to the East Coast. He's got a kid in New York and 2 in Miami. So if you are going to seal off, a segment of the country, how many options do you really have? And I've seen the reporting that it was either Tampa Bay or no one. And where is Tampa Bay right now, really? Is there any belief that this team is going to be competitive next year with or without Tom Brady? So I think he just realized that it was time. And I wonder whether he's going to continue to feel that way. I think he believes it now, Rich. But we know what happened to Brett Favre. He believed it when he retired in 2008. And then as the season approached, things changed. And you can't rule out that a human being is going to change his mind. We all change our minds from time to time. So I think a lot of people are just going to kind of watch this one and see if he truly is committed to it and if he stays committed to it.
Well, of all the quarterback scenarios that I thought were affected by it the most, obviously San Francisco is one of them. And I just thought Miami now has the greatest emergency quarterback in the history of emergency quarterbacks sitting right in their area code, if something does happen with Tua again. But that said, part of it might have to do with what does Brady do next. Are you hearing, is he definitely going to Fox? Is he definitely, I mean, that's a heck of a contract. But Greg Olsen has crushed it. He is really proven to be an A-list analyst worthy of the best games of whichever, package his network has for him. What are you hearing about Brady's next moves, Mike?
Well, and one thing that I'm watching very carefully, will he redo his contract with the Bucs before March 15? As it stands, they're going to take a $35 million dead cap charge for 2023. They could do a deal with him where he would sign up for a 1-year minimum salary, reduce the cap charge dramatically this year, officially retire, at least as far as the team is concerned, with the filing of the notice that he's on the reserve retired list after June 1, and really help out the Buccaneers. The problem for him is it puts him back under contract with the Buccaneers at a time when he'd otherwise be a free agent. And if he would have a change of heart, he'd have to deal with that. Now, I guess going in, if he's doing the Bucs a favor for cap reasons, he'd want a commitment that if he wants to play, they'd cut him. But after the trade deadline, he has to pass through waivers. So the emergency quarterback for another team, it's free and clear if he just doesn't do anything, becomes a free agent, and the Bucs have to take that $35 million charge. But that's something to watch over the course of the next month and a half. With Fox, there's been suggestion in the past that he's going to take a year off, have a bridge year, focus on his family for now, etc. But hey, you got $375 million that doesn't start being paid out until you start working. And the longer you stay out of that seat, Rich, the more entrenched Greg Olsen is going to be.
Right.
They do have a problem here. And the easy part of the problem is move Greg Olsen to the number 2 team. But, think of what the reaction among the public is going to be. The same public that is embracing Olsen and turning on Tony Romo. If you move Olsen to the 2 team, he's a sympathetic figure. He's a broadcasting martyr. And what's going to happen? Everything Tom Brady says is going to be scrutinized. It's going to be hyper-analyzed for any type of criticism. So people can say, you guys made a mistake. Why is Tom Brady even at your network? It should be Greg Olsen. So this is going to be a tough one for Fox to navigate because, and they could say it's a good problem to have, but Olsen ended up being dramatically better than anyone expected. It makes it very difficult to nudge him aside and drop Brady in fresh out of the gates. It puts a ton of pressure, I think, on Brady to be better than anyone expects from the moment he first starts speaking into a microphone.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.